What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerome coming to you today with the review for Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 2. I think this is episode 5. If it's not, it'll be corrected in the description bar. And this episode was titled Girl Talk. So without further ado, we are actually just going to go ahead and just jump right into the video. Alright, y'all. So this was actually a really good episode, minus a few things that I could have dealt without. But I guess where I'm gonna start at is with Amara. So after last week's episode with JoJo and Shay Francine, Frinsky Bucky Johnson throwing around her mama's empanadas. There's this place called the Sugar Factory. I guess they must have reached out to Amara or Julian, somebody. They reached out to them, and what they want to do is they want to bring in Amara's mom's empanadas to the Sugar Factory, and they want to sell the empanadas. So Amara has her mom and Julian there, and they're telling her mama that the Sugar Factory, and I guess someone that works at the Sugar Factory, the owner or whatever, I guess, I don't know what she was, I didn't even write that down, but she's telling them that they want to bring it on and they want to sell it and they want to bring the mama in. So mama don't look too happy, and she's like, let her think about it. And Amara's like, think about it, like, you need to take this off. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's cute. So then Amara, she talks about, JoJo throwing the empanadas around, and Julian is like, what happened with that? And she's talking about how she's cool with Shay, and Shay came and saw JoJo there with Pleasure P, and it just completely went fucking left, which it did. So then Amara is talking about how the last time she met up with Jessie Woo, how Jessie's throwing around all these accusations, about her trying to get with her dude, how Julian has fed her ideas, and Julian is saying he's heard the same thing as well. And then, Amara's talking about how, JoJo threw the drink at Jessie, but then Jessie threw a whole bottle at her. And Amara's mom is like, whoop the bitch's ass. And I'm with mama, like, next time a bitch throws something at you like that, haul off and whoop ass. Just haul off and whoop ass. That's all you got to do. No questions asked. Just whoop ass. Whoop that ass is all you got to do. Oh my God, I don't want to talk about this. I really don't, because I'm over talking about Jessie and this Amara situation. So we see Jessie, she is at Michelle Pooch's nail salon, which I remember the Love and Hip Hop T page posted when they started filming that Pooch was back and she was filming the scene at her salon, and I commented on the post. I think it was a lot of us who commented on that post. And, a lot of us said, why is Michelle Pooch back? And, on my Instagram feed, we all know how Instagram works. It tells you when somebody likes your comment, or it tells you when somebody comments on your comment. Well, somebody liked my comment about why the hell is Michelle Pooch back. Who do you think it was? Michelle Pooch. I didn't even tag her. I'm like, you really are watching hard, Michelle? Like, that lets me know you ain't got no storyline and you just reaching at this point, because there's absolutely no reason you should be back. Just like your good gal pal Malik, thank God he's not back, but just like Malik and Jeffrey, you should have been a thing of the past, like, for real, because Michelle Pooch ain't bringing nothing to this show. So we're talking about Julian managing Amara, and Pooch is talking about he managing her. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? I do remember last season, she tried it with that music career that nobody wanted to hear. But I'm like, to my recollection, you were a party promoter. So what does a party promoter need with a manager? But that's neither here nor there. And so then Jessie, she's talking about the studio session that she had with Big D, and I forgot what the other one's name was. I really did forget what the other one's name again. But, she's talking about how, she was recording a song, and then afterwards, they asked her for the $35,000, and, she's just kind of taken aback. And, Tip in her interview is like, they just protecting their own interests. Like, That's all they're doing. And then Pooch is like, well, you need management. And, you know, why did she say she needs management? Because then she talks about Julian once again. And then she has to bring up the fact that Julian supposedly gave Amara, you know, the idea of her Sis That Talk live to Amara, who turned it into her Girl Talk. I'm so over talking about this. Sis That Talk and Girl Talk. They're the same thing. It's no different from, again, Sister Circle Live, The Real, The View, The Talk, Red Table Talk. It is no different from any of those motherfucking shows. So Jesse, do us all a favor and shut the fuck up about this bullshit that don't nobody give the flyingest, the fattest of flying fucks about. Like nobody gives one fuck, two dams, or three shits about it. It's done. Like that would be like Mona, you know, getting upset with the producers over there and Growing Up Hip Hop. You know, Mona could be like, you know, well, I'm the originator of Love and Hip Hop, and Growing Up Hip Hop, they copied, you know, they took my formula, they copied off of it, but they made us some changes to it. Instead of it being, you know, an ensemble cast of people in the hip hop community, Growing Up Hip Hop took the children of big name artists that were in hip hop, and they followed their lives. So that would be, that's just like that. That's a prime example that Mona could be like, you know, Growing Up Hip Hop took her idea, which she's not going to do that because her idea is not original. Growing Up Hip Hop. What else? Loving Growing Up Hip Hop. What else do we have that is similar to Love and Hip Hop? Housewives. What else is similar to that? This Cartel Crew thing, like Black Ink Crew, all that shit. They're all similar. The reality shows following people around in their lives. Ratchet shit happens. So Jesse, I'm just gonna need you to shut the fuck up because Sis That Talk is not original. And I, you know, when it comes to Jesse, I really wanted to like Jesse, but going forward, I for these last few episodes, I have not liked Jesse at all. I feel like the way I feel about Jesse is the same way I feel about Sydney Star on Love and Hip Hop New York. Mona, do not bring them back for a second season. Please do not. Like, I'm over it. I'm over talking about this stupid ass show that she's talking about that ain't gonna even see the light of fucking day. Oh, that shit is getting on my last damn nerve. Swear to fucking God. All right, so I forgot to mention that Jesse told Pooch and Tip that she was meeting up with Amara and Julian. Too many J's in this. Oh shit, excuse me, y'all. Didn't mean to do that. I would edit it out, but I really don't give a fuck. And it's late at night. But, you know, Tip says that she's gonna go with Jesse to meet with them. So then we see Amara. She is, you know, she's filming for Girl Talk. So Julian is there with her. And then we see Jesse Wu and, you know, Tip show up. So, once again, we have to talk about that Julian supposedly took her idea for Sis That Talk and went and took it to Amara. Oh, like I give myself a headache talking about that because, like I said before, it's not original. And what else is not original is the way that she's talking. Like, you get her talking 1 minute with that that Haitian accent, and then the next minute that Haitian accent is gone. I'm over Jesse at this point. Like, I can do without Jesse. So, you know, Julian, he's basically telling, you know, Jesse, you know what, now that I see your true colors, like, I'm so glad that our business dealings fell through. And, you know, so then Jesse, and I also forgot to mention this when I was talking earlier, a few minutes ago, about Jesse when she was with Pooch and Tip. She said that she felt bad for throwing the drink at Amara. So she's talking about that, and you know, she's backtracking at this point because she's saying now that, you know, anybody can get it. Your mama can get it. Your cousin can get it. Your baby daddy can get it. Your baby mama can get it. You know, your pawpaw can get it. Grandpa can get it. Anybody can get it. And I'm thinking to myself, so because JoJo, we're gonna keep repeating that. JoJo is the one who threw the drink at you. You're gonna sit there and throw a whole ass bottle at Amara because JoJo threw something at you, like, that's stupid. So you mean to tell me that if you get into a street fight and a bitch hits you in the face and, you know, her friends grab her and move her out the way, you gonna hit another friend, you gonna hit, and then another one of her homegirls right there in front of you, you just gonna haul off and punch that bitch in the face because, oh bitch, your friend hit me, so bitch, it was fair game for me to hit you. Do you see how stupid that sounds? Like, that sounds really fucking retarded. And why she say mama? Because Amara's like, what did you say? She said your mama can get it, whoever can get it. And Amara pushes the table out at her. I'm like, Amara, you didn't really want to fight her, did you? Because if you really wanted to get at her, you should have did what Clutch Pearls did on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood when he was trying to get to Safari. Just hop over that motherfucking table and get to that bitch. But, you know, the Crazy 88s, shout out to Roxanne for saying that, but the Crazy 88s were there and they weren't going to let shit happen. So that's how it ended with Jesse and Amara. And then, you know, we got Amara in the bathroom and Julian goes in there to calm Amara down and, you know, telling her, you know, you get into the height of your career and at this point you're just going to have more and more people hating on you, which is true. The higher you get, more people are going to be trying to bring you down. And, you know, speaking of Amara, she has a single that's out right now. I can't pronounce the name of it because I think it's, I'm gonna have to look it up, but I know she has a song that came out two songs that came out last year. She has Insecure that came out last year, and she has the song that I just found on Apple Music on Friday. It's called Understanding, which is really good, and she has a new song that just recently came out last week. I'm gonna have to look that up, and then I'll tell you guys about it next week. And but go check out her music. Her music is actually super good. I am excited for, you know, more music to come from her. I'm excited for her EP, her album, whatever she's gonna put out, because Amara is very talented and she has a great voice. But I'm just excited for all the things that's happening for her, Amara. The only thing that I was not too fond of was that movie that she did with, you know, Tammy Roman and Paris Phillips. That movie, her acting is good. That movie, however, sucked like a motherfucker. Because I think it was supposed to be a comedy like Girls Tripping and stuff like that. I think it was called, the movie's called Fall Girls. So if anybody wants to check it out, it came on BT. Came on there about 2 weeks ago, I think. If anybody wants to check out Fall Girls, check it out. Again, go in there with low expectations. Because like I said, it was a comedy movie, but I never laughed not once throughout the whole movie. Because all the jokes fell flat on me. And I'm a person that like to laugh and joke, and everything in that movie just fell flat on me. Hell, everything was, I hate to say it, but everything was low budget too. Because there was a shootout scene, and I'm like, if you shoot a person, I don't care where you shoot them at, if you shoot a person in their chest, unless a bullet gets lodged, they're gonna bleed. But whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna get the shit that I really 100% didn't give a fuck about out the way. So we open up the episode and we see Trick, and it looked like he had a backyard barbecue, and we see some art, you know, we see some rappers there, and they just, you know, freestyling, look like a kind of like a cipher. So then we see Steffi Chacon, and we see Helga Pataki walk up. I'm like, oh my god, like, why do we have her here? Like, and like I said last week, you guys, to everybody who watches my videos, when it comes to Helga and when it comes to Stuart Little, so Helga is what's that bitch name? Veronica Vega, and Stuart Little is Young Hollywood. So when it comes to them, like I said, I'm watching the show, but when it comes to these two, because of the shit that they did last season, I'm just not 100% paying attention to it, but I'm going to do my best to pay attention, listen, and give a thorough review of it, even though I don't give a fuck. So like I said, Steffi Chacon, and Helga Pataki, and then we see Michelle Pooch there, and I'm like, again, what the fuck is Michelle Pooch's purpose this season? I didn't even understand what her purpose was last season. The only thing that she had going for her storyline last season was her beef with Prince, which was stupid as fuck too. Like, And the fact that she was Malik's beard. Huh! Huh! His beard. Huh! That shit is funny when you think about it. His beard. Bitch, everybody knew he was. Bitch, anybody with eyes could have saw that. Yeah, no. Okay, so, Trick sits down with Helga, Steffi, and Pooch. And, he's basically telling them that, this is a way for the artists to get their records heard so that they can, possibly get it put on radio stations so that other people can hear it. So then, they talk, Steffi Chacon is talking to Helga, talking about, I haven't really heard you on the radio stations lately. She's like, no, you haven't heard me on the radio stations because, every time I go to the radio station, they always want to bring up the negativity, and I feel like she's downplaying what the real issue is. Yes, the issue is that pay me somewhere. You say, fuck you, nigga, because it ain't your, whatever she says. I know she says nigga in it. And I feel like she's downplaying what the real issue is because, yeah, we don't want you saying nigga because you look lily white, but that ain't the biggest issue for a lot of us. Like, a lot of us have the issue with you because of last season's reunion when, Nina asked you, what did you identify as? I'm black. I'm black. You're not black. I don't hate to tell you that. I love to tell you that. You're not black, boo. Your skin is white as fuck. You got this blonde hair. Your features speak European, Caucasian. Your features don't say African, Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, because some of them are black. Puerto Rican, Trinidad, none of that. Jamaican. Your features don't scream that. Your features scream a European white woman. So for you to say on last year's reunion that you black, no, bitch, you ain't black. I don't give a fuck if you say you got black in your family. That black must be eons and eons ago because, bitch, we don't see it. Like I said, all we see is this pale, pasty white skin and this blonde hair. Bitch, even if you had a black wig on, you still look like a white bitch. No offense to white women. Love white women. But, no. You don't look Cuban. Again, you don't look none of the Hispanic. I guess you would say, you don't look anything that has black in it. Put it that way. So then, Trick, he tells her that he's going to this. I think it's called Drink Champ. That Noriega, the real Noriega, he hosted with another guy. And he wants Helga to come down there with him so, she can, this is where you can go and you can be yourself and you can say what you want to say. I'm like, she can say what she want to say, but she cannot say that she is black and she cannot use the word nigga. Now, I know people probably like, but you use the word nigga. Why is this such a big thing for other people to use the word nigga? Well, I say nigga because, one, I'm black. Look at my skin. Black as fuck. Number two, I say the word nigga because I take the when it comes to me, I just say it because it's something that I've grown up hearing. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga. I don't give a fuck. My family has said it. I say it. My kids gonna say it. It ain't nothing to it. Like, I'm not gonna stop saying the word nigga. I just don't like when people use it in the undertones that it was, years ago. And I think that's the thing, what it is. It's the big thing. We have, African Americans, we have taken the word nigger and just said nigga to take the whole negative aspect out of it, to take the whole, trying to put people down and stuff. I think that's where we come from with the word nigga. And like I said, if people have a problem with me saying nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say nigga to the day I die because I am a nigga. To me, my family, my friends who are black. Nobody white. Nobody. I have some Hispanic, and I don't understand why they say it either. I have some Hispanic friends who said it in high school, and I've always asked them, like, why do y'all feel like y'all can say the word nigga? Just explain that to me. Explain that to me. And I don't think I've ever got an explanation as to why they do that. But we're going to move on from that one. All right, so then we see Trick and Helga. They're at this podcast that Noriega has. And, they talking about her music. And, she's talking about how she signed to Polo, which we don't give a fuck. Because I'm still not checking for your music. And then they talk about Amara. And, she says that she and Amara, they're not cool. She don't know if they can be cool. I don't think you guys can ever be cool because you was a backstabbing ass bitch. Through and through. You was a backstabbing bitch. So then, they talk about her saying the word nigga, and then they bring Trina in it. And, they talk about Trina was, not happy about her saying it. And then she also did say it wasn't the fact that Trina had a problem with her saying it. It was the fact that people that Trina worked with had a problem with her saying it. And they did play it back where Trina did say that last season, which I'm still confused about that though. Like, I can't believe Trina felt like that was okay for Veronica. I'm gonna call her by her real name. I just can't believe that Trina felt that it was okay for her to say nigga in her song. But if Trina wasn't bothered by it, if she wasn't bothered by it, that's her. I'm me, and I'm not gonna say she should have been bothered by it if she wasn't. So then she talks about how she's Cuban and she's did she say Philippine? Norwegian, something. She's Philippine, she's Cuban and something else. Again, that Cuban descent must be long down the line, because we don't see any Cuban features from you. So, then she wants to apologize, and I'm like, fuck you and your apology. Because it's not the fact that you said the word nigga. It's the fact that you blatantly said it's the fact that you blatantly said last season at the reunion to Nina that you black. You black. You're not black. You could have said, you could have said something else besides I'm black. You could have said I'm Cuban American, XYZ, but I do have ancestors that are black. Like, you could have just said anything besides the fact that I'm black. And that's where we're going to leave it at. We done with it. All right, so then we got Bobby. So Bobby, he's out having lunch with his mama. His mama lives in North or South Carolina. I can't remember which one he said. And he's out there in Miami. And, he was talking about how he was scared to tell his mama he was gay. And did she always know? She said, well, she kind of figured it when he came home. And there was, different shit in his backpack, talking about he was holding his friend's high heels and shit. And, she's also just telling him, with you being down here and me being wherever I'm, South Carolina, North Carolina, whichever one she's at, she just wants him to have people in his circle that are supportive of him, his lifestyle, his music, everything. And, he's telling her about the offer that he has from that other record label. And then he's talking about the offer for Trina. And then he's telling her how, he's contemplating signing with this label as opposed to signing with Trina. But his mama's like, you know what? She's family. She's the baddest bitch. She's been in the industry for a long time. You just need to stick with her. Which I think I actually agree with, what his mama said, what Tip said, what Shay Francine Frinsky Bucket Johnson said. Like, I agree with all of them. Like, don't go with this new up and coming label, because all they're doing is I'm not saying that they're using him, but what it is for him, he's going to be a test subject. He's going to be a guinea pig. They're new to this. They green, they green. They rough around the edges. Like, they don't know. They don't really 100%. I'm not going to say they don't know what they're doing, but this is their first time, with an artist that's trying to go big. So I don't think that, he would. I'm not going to say he's not going to have the success that he could with Trina, but I don't think that they are going to do the things that Trina will do for him. Because again, they are an up and coming company. And I just feel like he should go with Trina because she's been in the business for a long time. She knows what to do, how to do it. And, she can just school him, guide him, mentor him. And I think if Bobby learns the notion of being patient, that it'll work itself out in the long run for him. Like, if you stop trying to rush things, it'll come to you in the time that it's supposed to. And, I've learned that lesson the long way and the hard way within the last 2 years that my mom has been deceased. Like, I'm so impatient and I want things to happen when I want them to happen. But when I try to go out and do stuff and, I think I have everything together, planned out. But then when I get there to do something, it just, falls by the wayside. And it's just, it's God. I think it's God's way of telling me, I see you. You're trying to make the strides. You're trying to make the moves. You're trying to hustle. You're trying to do this. But I want you to take your time to, gather all the facts, all the information, learn, and just grow and develop yourself. And then once you mastered everything, then there it is. And like I said, I've learned it the hard way in the last 2 years. Okay, so I did also forget to mention that Bobby was just talking about how much time can Trina really dedicate to him, because she has other artists and she's an artist on top of that. I think Trina and her team can, come together to be like, what, we need to work on your stuff at this time. We need to work on this artist stuff at this time. And we need to work on Bobby's stuff at this time. I think Trina is an organized person. That's just what I feel. I feel like she's organized enough to be able to prioritize her time, her artist time, and her team's time. I don't think she's, just gonna be like, oh, what, let's do my shit first and then let's just push Bobby to the side, or let's just push, so-and-so to the side. I don't think that's what Trina would do. So then we see Bobby, he's showing Trina a rough copy of his music video, and Trina loves the music video. So, then Bobby wants to talk to Trina about the contract, signing him. And, Trina kind of brushed it off. So then, he's like, well, how about we do a feature or a cameo? And Trina's like, okay, we can definitely do that. And, we finally kind of figure out why Bobby wants this deal so much, because he wants to buy his mama a house, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think, like I just said a few minutes ago, you have to be patient, wait for your time. And, again, Trina's a smart person. I think Trina knows what she's doing. I just think she wants you to prove to her that, you want this, you will go the long way. You will, no matter how much time it takes, you are going to be patient and just wait for it. But Bobby is not patient. He's actually impatient. So then we see Shay, Francine, Bucky Johnson. She comes in and Trina's like, what? I wasn't expecting him to invite her because, and she's really not 100% here to see Shay, because, she's talking about Shay is going around Miami telling everybody that Trina had her side when it came to Joy. Trina didn't have her side 100% what it was, but she was just telling Joy to basically mind her motherfucking business. So then Trina leaves. So then, Shay, Francine, Bucky Johnson is still sitting there. And, she's asking Bobby, does Trina know about, this other record deal? And he says no. And, then she's talking about the whole shit that happened with her, Pleasure P, and Miss Piggy, a.k.a. JoJo. And again, when I say Miss Piggy, I'm not talking about her weight. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just talking about the fact that she got that wig on her head. And then her outfits that she wear, because y'all know Miss Piggy like to show everything, and JoJo is showing everything. So it's not about her body. It's not anything. It's just the fact that she wears a blonde wig like Miss Piggy, and she just shows her whole body. So I'm not calling the girl a pig. So don't, if anybody sees this and, get in the comments, please don't be offended by me calling her Miss Piggy. It's just a joke. Laugh. Because I'm laughing. Because it ain't that deep to me. Because somebody said something to me on Twitter about calling her Miss Piggy. And I think they were joking with me though, but they were like, I was wrong. But it was a joke. She looks like Miss Piggy minus the rouge. So, so then Shay is talking about how, when they got into an argument, Pleasure P came to check on her. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, why are y'all arguing over Pleasure P? Can somebody please explain that shit to me? Make it make sense, because it doesn't. All right, so then we see Bobby looking like Beetlejuice, signing to that bootleg ass label. So, once he signs with the label, he meets up with Tip, he meets up with Prince and Shay Francis and Bucky Johnson. So, you know, he tells them that he signed with the label. And, you know, they like, well, you know, does Trina know? Actually, it was Prince who said, does Trina know? And Bobby's like, oh my God, why y'all got to bring that up? Because it's a good question. Does Trina know? Like, Trina gonna flip out when she finds out that you signed with this label and didn't sign with her and didn't even tell her that you was entertaining it. But, you know, we gonna see how that plays out next week, because next week's episode look even better than this week's episode. Like, ooh. All right, y'all. So we're going to start with the Pretty Ricky shit. And with the Pretty Ricky shit, I'm going to get the most unimportant stuff out of the way. So the most unimportant stuff is the Pleasure P and the JoJo, a.k.a. Miss Piggy, fight. So, you know, Pleasure P, he's in the studio, and then JoJo shows up. And, you know, JoJo just basically questioning him about, you know, why he was taking up for, you know, why he was over there with Shay, why he was taking up for Shay, and, you know, why he asked her if she still loves him. And he gave his explanation about that. You know, basically, you know, if Shay did still love him, they can just love each other from afar. And I would have been like, wait a minute, so you want to love your ex from afar? Like, nigga, what? Nah, nigga, fuck you. So, you know, and you know, he was talking about how, you know, JoJo let Shay Francine, Frinsky Bucky Johnson, pull her out of her character. I'm like, what character is that? Because from what we saw of JoJo, all JoJo does is just throw drinks in people's face. I do not like JoJo either. I like JoJo a little bit more than I do Jbsayzwhat, but not that much more, because they both the same to me. Annoying as fuck. So, you know, JoJo calls Shay a bitch, and he surprisingly said, you don't have to call her a bitch. I would have been like, whose man are you? Are you my man? Are you her man? Like, because you sitting her defending her. Like, why? So, you know, then she's talking about, I guess Shay must have came up to them and said that Pleasure P asked her if she still loves him. And she said that the answer is yes. And then, you know, JoJo's talking about this Instagram live video that she did, where she said in the video, you know, her ex came up to her and asked her if he still loves her. And she said yes. She does. She do love him, and she's gonna always have love for him. Who the fuck cares? So, oh, and just to go a little backtrack. He said the reason that he asked her if she still loved him is to try to figure out why she's making such a big deal about everything. And I'm like, why again? Why do you care? But whatever. Who gives a fuck again? So, you know, then they kind of went back and forth with one another, and JoJo was like, you know what, I can't be with you or whatever. He said, oh, okay, well, you can dip. And she's like, are you serious? He's like, you can leave. I'm like, well, goddamn, JoJo, you got egg all over your face. Wipe that egg off your face. All right, y'all. So now for the bullshit of the episode. So we see Winnie the Pooh. He is going to meet with his dad, Big Blue, who's playing with his little brother, Royal Blue. Royal Blue. You got Royal Blue, you got Spectacular, you got A La Diamond, and I don't know what the other brother's name is. Like, what the fuck was they mama thinking? Really, with these names? Bitch, I would have changed my name when I got of age. I would have changed my motherfucking name so fast. So, you know, Winnie the Pooh is telling his daddy about all the shit that happened when he met up with the group the last time, how he felt like nobody had his side, and, you know, so then the daddies are talking about the issues that he got with Spectacular, and how, you know, this business, this internet, this company that Spectacular has, I guess the daddy is in his feelings because Spectacular did this business and he ain't give them no money. And I'm like, so this man's supposed to give you some money for a business deal that he did that's made him a lot of money. Yeah, I can see why Spectacular do not fuck with his daddy. Like, that nigga is flawed as fuck. Like, ain't no way in hell I talk to that nigga. Like, nigga, that's all you think about is money, and my money at that money that I work hard for. Like, nigga, suck a dick. That's the only way you can get some money. Go suck a man's dick on the street. Like, shit, fuck out of here. You ain't finna get none of my hard-earned money. Fuck you, old man. And I would tell my daddy that for real. Fuck you, old man. What you want to do? You want to buck up? Like, fuck you. I don't like people who do that shit, family or not. Like, if I worked hard to get somewhere in my life, and I worked hard and I made a lot, and I made a lot of money, and you ain't helped me not once in my lifetime, don't ask me for a penny, because you ain't gonna see shit. I don't give a fuck if you're about to be homeless. You gonna be homeless, my nigga, because I'm not helping you. If you, and that's another lesson that I've learned over the last 2 years. Not everybody's gonna have your back. And like I said, I've learned that shit the hard fucking way. So, I can understand where Spectacular's coming from. If you ain't done shit for me, if you ain't helped me at all, then I have nothing for you. And if at one point in time I helped you when you was down, and then when the tables were turned and I was down and you didn't help me, and then I lift myself back up, and then you want to come to me for help, bitch, fuck you. Because yet, like I said, you ain't getting one single red penny out of me. So then Winnie the Pooh telling his daddy, maybe you and Spectacular just need to meet up and have a conversation. And the daddy just ain't feeling that. And at this point, I ain't feeling it either, because you a fuck nigga. Like fuck out of here with that bullshit. So then we see this scene where, the whole group is together with the daddy. And then this nigga talking about he gonna come back and help them because he see the potential with the group. And I'm like, excuse me? The fuck? And then, Slickum, he basically what it is, Slickum wants the daddy, I guess it's his uncle or something like that. I think Slickum is their cousin. I think, right? Slickum is Blue and Spectacular's cousin. So I guess they would make him his uncle or something. I don't know. Cousin, whatever. He's something related to Slickum. And Slickum just basically want him to be like, you know what? Just say that you fucked up. You didn't know what you was doing when you was managing us. But this old bastard ain't got he can't even admit his wrongdoing, because Slickum's like, he didn't have no money. He don't have a checking account, and he doing all kind of different stuff at this point. And I'm like, that's fucked up. So they were the talent, and you didn't give them not 1% of their money that they made. You weren't Pretty Ricky. They were Pretty Ricky, and you took these boys' money. Like, nigga, you's fucked up as shit. Like, if I was all them niggas minus Winnie the Pooh, who seemed to be on his daddy's side, and your daddy took money from you. Like, if I was Pleasure P, Spectacular, Slickum, I would have jumped that nigga. No lie. I would have been like, hey, y'all see this nigga? Y'all see this ugly ass nigga right here? We gonna beat this nigga ass for everything he got. We gonna take everything this nigga got on him, and we gonna take it to the pawn shop. We gonna get some money off that bullshit, even if it ain't worth but $1. We gonna beat this nigga ass, and we gonna take his shit. And that's just how I hate to say it, but I would have beat the nigga ass. Just keeping it real, would have beat his ass. Spectacular was talking about how he felt like they didn't get anything. His dad like, what do you think you should have got? He said something, and then his daddy say nothing. And I'm like, again, bitch, they were the talent. You wasn't. And then his daddy gonna tell him he full of shit. So then, him and his daddy kind of go back and forth. And then, Winnie the Pooh's like, have some respect for your daddy. And then, Spectacular like, I was punching your shit. I'm like, well, goddamn, that escalated quickly. So, they just going back and forth with one another. And that's where the episode ended. So then they showed the clip. The clip for next week is when his daddy told him, nigga, you ain't shit. I said, I ain't your daddy and you ain't shit. You so right. You wouldn't be my daddy. And if you told me I want shit, I'd be beating the dog shit out your ass. Straight up.